Brought to you by anxiety and boredom, self hate, and self destruction. Dogman Show Season 2. Good to have you back. The world is a piece of shit. And I think it tells everyone in us that no matter how hard you try, things still will be fucking just awful. Now, I don't want to believe that's true, but you know what? The way fucking people get treated, the way that like close family members get treated, the way that fucking former lovers get treated, the way that the universe seems to want to treat everyone in my fucking circle. You know what? Fuck that shit. The universe is terrible. It seems to hate our guts. And I don't really know what to do about it. I mean, money's one thing, effort's one thing, friendship is another thing. I mean, we can be loyal and compassionate to one another, but I mean, what does that do for you when you're alone? What does that do for you when you're coming apart at the seams? What good is all these like sweet and caring gestures when shit really hits the fan? It's you. You have to solve your own problems. You have to pull yourself out of the pit. You have to do all these things for yourself because, I mean, at the end of the day, people cannot live your life for you. Nor should they. I wonder, can we really help one another? Can we really be there for one another? And I mean, how do you truly help another person? Do you encourage them to help themselves? There's all that, multiple religious doctrines and teach a man to fish and fucking with a fish and whatever, things like that. Can anyone say really that they've had like the worst time of their life, lost a family member or a lover or a child, and say, you know what, I feel like a better person after coming out of that. After getting kicked down the stairs, I feel like I really just understand life better. It's like, no, you're fucking miserable after that. I worry, do people not tell you that you're special? Do people not say, I'm happy to see you? And I think that's a shame. If they don't, that's a shame. I mean, I don't even know you, but I know that if you're watching this, you're probably interested in bettering yourself, or at least just understanding something about the world or people. And that goal is a noble one, to understand your fellow man, what makes them tick, man and woman, children, whatever your pronoun. To understand another person, to be closer to them, to accept them, hopefully. Not everyone should be accepted for what they are and who they are and how they behave. Some people are just fucking atrocious. I'll put myself on that fucking list more often than not. Like, I've been drunk and abhorrent and self-destructive and regular destructive. I've been rude to people. I've been fucking curt to people. I've been inappropriate, to people who care about me. The dog's on me, 'cause you're not right. I'm not exactly proud of it. There's no romance in but I don't make excuses, and I don't fucking, you know what I mean? I make explanations, not excuses. I drink. That's why I don't judge. And if I do judge someone, it's because, you know what? I've been in your fucking place before. Or I know someone has, and I feel comfortable telling you that you're a piece of shit. Or a loser. Or a fucking whatever. A fuck up. A try hard. A thing. Name a name. And yeah, whatever. It makes me a dick. But, when the entire world is governed by soft-hearted pansies who fucking want to apologize for people just being different, for crimes being committed by ancestors who they had nothing to do with, I boggle over things like this. Like, how is society supposed to function? How are we supposed to be just like chill ass bros and shit? To quote, you know, the peeps. I mean, where are we now? Roaring 20s, right? We've come back around to it again. Substances are fucking being abused more than ever. Technology is fucking at a runaway. I mean, we can wage war at levels thought impossible at one time. We have stuff that looks like science fiction just casually available to the common man. The ER in Taser stands for electric rifle. I don't know why I thought that was worth mentioning. It just when you say something like electric rifle, you think like a Star Wars weapon. But it's like, no, cops just have that. I don't know, my health hasn't been great, so my mind is a jumble. One thing that's just desperately clear to me, though, is this, like, panicky fucking feeling. Like being trapped in reality. Like the feeling of, like kind of acknowledging you're in this matrixy bullshit. And it's like, I know, whatever, it's real, and it's as real as it's going to get for me at the time. But, like, everyone's rules seem so fucking made up. Everyone's choices just seem random. Like I said, understanding how people work and what makes them tick and like why people behave in a certain way, like it's a big weakness for me. I do not. I strive deeply to understand what the fuck is going on inside of people's heads, mostly so I can understand what's going on in my head. And I'm sure a lot of you get that sentiment. It's like, how do you just live your life and not just boil with rage or disappointment or fucking shame? You know what I mean? How do you not echo over your life's decisions and not think, man, that was the stupidest fucking thing I could ever do? Why did I say that to those people? Why did I do that? Why did I drink that much? Why did I do this drug? Why did I fucking date this person? You think about these things, and it's just regret, shame, and there's nothing you can fucking do about it because it's already in the past. And I mean, you can just learn from it, but it's like, well, yeah, what good does that do you? Because I see these people, they're fucking friends, like I said, lovers, whatever. Abused, addicted, abandoned, abused, addicted, abandoned, abused, addicted, molested, abandoned, abused, addicted, molested, abandoned, abused, addicted. It's just fucking one thing after another. It drives me up the goddamn wall. Like, do you have to have been tortured to understand another person's pain? Does empathy not exist without suffering? The thought taxes me in a way that like a huge burden would tax a person. Like, it's a great weight on your back, and it being intangible and strictly like a concept, it's not like you can just pull the fucking cord and the release drops and you're lifted of this great burden. It's like, no, I can forever hear people just screaming in agony and in terror. Just that, I remember that. I remember people in pain. I just from being a kid, hearing shit in the neighborhood, just random screams, gunshots, just fucking wow. Take you for a ride on my garbage truck. And so, what the fuck do you do with that? What does anyone do with that? What are you supposed to do with it? Like, I go out of my way to be friendly to people. I can be a sarcastic, irreverent ass, but I mean, that's just my style. I'm a fucking Dr. House kind of vibe, you know what I mean? Dr. Cox. I talk shit. I'm funny. That's my response to how fucked up reality is. I'm sardonic and humorous. Cold, you know, I don't respect rules. I don't respect really, like, authority. I hate it. I fucking find it disturbing. What gives you the right to have fucking authority over me? Who placed you in charge? You know what I mean? You better have a gun to my fucking head, otherwise I don't respect your authority. Like, it's meaningless to me. And I think a lot of people should feel that way. And I think deep down a lot of people do feel that way. That's why you just blow past speed trap. People still constantly drink and drive all the time, even though they know it's wrong. Don't drink and drive, but you gotta get your car home somehow. And it's like, well, tough break for that family of four that you plowed into in front of a church, asshole. But, Bill Hicks, this comedian, used to say, you know what? No one ever tells the story of drugs when shit just went okay. Everyone always goes, I got coked out and drank for 3 weeks straight and fucking put my Miata into a 9-year-old in front of a bus and ruined my life and fucking blah, 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 and boo-hoo and fucking all this shit. This nightmarish living. But it's like, there's lots of okay shit out there to get high on that won't fuck up your life. And even that, it's like, even if you dig out, there's plenty of people. Like, God bless those blue collar tweakers that keep the city running. They tell everyone, oh, dare to say no to drugs and blah, 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 war on drugs. How about the war on moderation? How about the war on self-control? How about the war on fucking being in charge of yourself as a human entity? They drum it into you from the time you're a kid that fucking the man, they're in charge of you, and you listen to what cops have to say, and if they tell you and and they have a badge on and they're and you listen to the team, don't talk back, and they drum it into you. Fucking listen to this like conglomeration of authority, which ultimately has their head up their ass because they're just other people too trying to figure out like heads or tails of stuff. They're given rules by people who are in charge of them. Where do those rules come from? Those people came from either their predecessors or people in charge of them. And it's just like this chain that just runs backwards into time, back into, you know, who knows, the first peoples. And it's like, I'm pretty sure they weren't jerking themselves off fucking making rules. They were too busy trying not to get eaten by like a saber-toothed creature or fucking who knows what was out there, giant sloth or whatever. Nightmare shit. People are just walking into buildings and just executing large groups of people. Men in suits make the rules of people they've never met in places, you know what I mean, they would never set foot. These are politicians, these are our governing bodies, you know what I mean? You know, they want to talk about their constituent thing like that, but these guys, politicians have money, like, they're not, like, they talk about by the people, of the people, whatever, but these guys are fucking so insulated from, like, regular humanity, it's laughable. And I mean, honestly, they're proud to not be part of, like, the hoi polloi. Like, if you see a commoner, whatever, that's an insult. So what's it all about? You know, I'm rattling this off, whatever, in a manic spur of thoughts, but there's a playlist that we put on the channel. It's an album, Bad Music for Bad Times. And I have been so fucking angry and depressed over my son and just my life being just reshuffled around and my health being trash that I have been tapped out of life. Like I did like a brief burst of creativity, and after that I'd been so fucking sedated. This medication's not doing me any good. It's messing with my mind. It's messing with my physical health. And I feel like a damn zombie. The other day I'm having a conversation with a friend of mine, and I'm just speaking in pride of something that I created. And I hadn't felt that way since my son. I had forgotten what those feelings were. Like, to be so steeped in rage and self-hatred that you actually forget goodness, you forget, like, love, you forget all these things that are, you know, really, really powerful emotions that are supposed to be, like, just deeply built into you, and just somewhere along the lines lost touch with them. To be so overwhelmed with anger and sadness that even, like, the coolest stuff seems like a fucking laughable punishment, or just pointless. That's fucking depression, man. That is bullshit. The fucking universe is an asshole for that one. Like, where does that shit come from? Where does that, like, weird negative energy come from? Like, literally just thinking about it, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. I got sad for a second, and just like, it's fucking pathetic to think that, yeah, just like, this wave of emotions can just, like, rock your brain like getting kicked in the fucking face. You could be so overwhelmed or stressed that you want to, yeah, like, run outside and puke. Like, I have a friend of mine's brother, we're hanging out the other day, and, like, yeah, he had a fucking panic attack and ran outside and puked. I was like, man, bro, I feel you. I've been there. I've done that. I fucking puked like that. I hate that anxiety. Fucking giving me agita. Enough with the fucking anxiety. Enough with the fucking stress. Why are we built to do this? This fucking weird response, like, the human body has to this shit. And the fact that it's not across the board. Some people don't have that response at all. They're just casually go through life. Never ran outside and fucking in a burst of fury and just says, fuck, 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 like 1,000 times, and just like punching the fucking mailbox, bam, 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 bam. Or fucking like up against a brick wall and just like, why, just headbutting the shit out of a wall. I've seen people do it. I've been in such a fucking rage. I've been in such a temper. I've done it, man. It sucks. It sucks. It sucks being so angry that you fucking could like snap your own fingers off, pull your own hair out, like. What do we do? What are we supposed to fucking do? Pretend like it's cool? Because it ain't. It ain't fucking cool. Nothing's cool. No, I take that back. You know what has been cool? Music's been cool. Just fucking playing the shit out of guitar, writing songs, like being creative in general. Like it seems to be the only part of my brain that's still working comfortably is like being creative output. Because it's the most miserable fucking time of my life, I think, short of being a child. And I've created some of the best products. In my opinion, I don't know, they could suck ass. That's really up to you guys. I like it. I have fun making it, and I get a feeling of validation writing a new song or making one of these shows. Because they say it's Jonan Vasquez, the guy who made Invader Zim and like Johnny the Homicidal Maniac and shit like that. I could be paraphrasing what he said. Make the kind of artwork that you would want to see. Make the kind of stories that you would want to see. And so like that's what I've been doing. I feel like there's no, or there might be whatever, a few voices out there, but fucking Vox Demonica, the voice of evil, you know what I mean? If it's evil for us to be dissatisfied with our lot in life, with the people that are in charge of us, with the way things are fucking run, and you know, fuck it, then we're evil, right? But I'm here for you because we're loyal to our own. We care about the broken toys. We care about all the abandoned children. Because they are us. That's what the show's about. That's what all of this is about. So you can hear a voice other than the one in your head that says you're a piece of shit and you should kill yourself. Because fuck that voice. That voice is an asshole. Terrible asshole. Sometimes I worry that's the voice of God. It would be a more comforting voice if it were. Or it would be a more commanding one. It's just some bullshit. Everyone's dissatisfied with themselves. And that's the weird part about it, is no one is thinking about you the way that you are thinking about you. And I was told this, and it fucking really had a great effect on my mind, but at the same time, I still can't make my mind not think about negativity or like angry shit. I don't know, it's how my thoughts are built. It's how my brain structure goes. It's just like, why do you only think about the negative things? Because the positive stuff can't hurt you. Is why. That's why I think about the negative stuff. That's why I worry about like, what's the next problem that's coming around the corner? What's the next thing that's gonna come and slap me in the dick? What's the next thing that's gonna fucking come and gouge out one of my eyes? You know, that's what I have to worry about. That's, you know, falling down the mountainside. I don't have to worry about being carried up by angels, because that's not something you protect yourself from. You know what I mean? Let the good shit happen. Who cares? I don't need to look out for good shit. I don't need to seek it out. You know what I mean? Let it happen as it happens. If it ever does. You know what I mean? Because negativity aside, I have had some cool shit happen in my time. And if I ever think like fucking circling the drain and life's not worth living, I just think about like a handful of fun times I've had in my life. And it usually amends that problem. But Lord knows we do think about it. I'm trying to think of a direction to send it. And I figure I just don't. Thanks for coming. Thanks for listening. And thanks for joining us again for the Dog Ben Show, Season 2. He's looking at you.